The Book of Judges, Chapter 1. Hear the word of the Lord. Israel's failure to complete the conquest of Canaan. After the death of Joshua, the people of Israel inquired of the Lord, "Who shall go up first for us against the Canaanites, to fight against them?" The Lord said, "Judah shall go up. Behold, I have given the land into his hand." And Judah said to Simeon, his brother, "Come up with me into the territory allotted to me, that we may fight against the Canaanites, and I likewise will go with you into the territory allotted to you." So Simeon went with him. Then Judah went up, and the Lord gave the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hands, and they defeated 10,000 of them at Bezek. They came upon Adonibezek at Bezek and fought against him, and defeated the Canaanites and the Perizzites. Adonibezek fled, but they pursued him, and caught him, and cut off his thumbs and his great toes. And Adonibezek said, 70 kings with their thumbs and their great toes cut off used to pick up scraps under my table. As I have done, so God has requited me. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died there. And the men of Judah fought against Jerusalem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and set the city on fire. And afterward the men of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites, who dwelt in the hill country, in the Negeb, and in the lowlands. And Judah went against the Canaanites, who dwelt in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba. And they defeated Sheshai, and Ahiman, and Talmai. From there they went against the inhabitants of Debir. The name of Debir was formerly Kiriath Sepher. And Caleb said, "He who attacks Kiriath Sepher and takes it, I will give him Aksha, my daughter, as wife." And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Aksha, his daughter, as wife. When she came to him, she urged him to ask her father for a field. And she alighted from her ass, and Caleb said to her, "What do you wish?" She said to him, "Give me a present. Since you have set me in the land of the Negeb, give me also springs of water." And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. And the descendants of the Kenite, Moses' father-in-law, went up with the people of Judah from the city of palms into the wilderness of Judah, which lies in the Negeb near Arath, and they went and settled with the people. And Judah went with Simeon, his brother, and they defeated the Canaanites who inhabited Sephath and utterly destroyed it. So the name of the city was called Hormah. Judah also took Gaza with its territory, and Ashkelon with its territory, and Ekron with its territory. And the Lord was with Judah, and he took possession of the hill country. But he could not drive out the inhabitants of the plain, because they had chariots of iron, and Hebron was given to Caleb, as Moses had said. And he drove out from it the three sons of Anak. But the people of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites who dwelt in Jerusalem. So the Jebusites have dealt with the people of Benjamin in Jerusalem to this day. The house of Joseph also went up against Bethel, and the Lord was with him. And the house of Joseph sent to spy out to Bethel. Now the name of the city was formerly Luz. And the spies saw a man coming out of the city, and they said to him, Pray, show us the way into the city, and we will deal kindly with you. And he showed them the way into the city, and they smote the city with the edge of the sword. But they let the man and all his family go, and the man went to the land of the Hittites and built a city, and called its name Luz. That is its name to this day. Manasseh did not drive out the inhabitants of Bethshean and its villages, or Tanakh and its villages, or the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, or the inhabitants of Ibleam and its villages, or the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages. But the Canaanites persisted in dwelling in that land. When Israel grew strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly drive them out. And Ephraim did not drive out the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwelt in Gezer among them. Zebulun did not drive out the inhabitants of Kitron or the inhabitants of Nahalol, but the Canaanites dwelt among them and became subject to forced labor. Asher did not drive out the inhabitants of Akko, or the inhabitants of Sidon, or of Ahlab, or of Akshib, or of Helba, or of Afik, or of Rehob. But the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out. Naphtali did not drive out the inhabitants of Bethshemesh, or the inhabitants of Bethanath, but dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Bethshemesh and of Bethanath became subject to forced labor for them. The Amorites pressed the Danites back into the hill country, for they did not allow them to come down to the plain. The Amorites persisted in dwelling in Harheres, in Ajalon, and in Sahalbim, but the hand of the house of Joseph rested heavily upon them, and they became subject to forced labor, and the border of the Amorites ran from the ascent of Akrabim from Selah and upward. This is the word of the God to us. O Lord, open our heart, that we put into practice that which you have revealed to us.